montage, Yahoo! Phantom of the forest, you spear finger, fire dragon, Ohio grassman, silver giant, bloodless hollow, West Virginia vampire, coyote king, hogzilla, devil, dark coyote killer. Cave creature, mothman, smoke wolf, a lizard, demon, ashman, grafton monster, cow-killing bastard, shadow creature, dustman, Cherokee, death cat, wild man, great fire ape. What else do I have to say? Steal yourself some chicken wire, and I'll get some lumber. Catch the Thunder Brothers. Don't you dare get out of the golf cart. We can keep our big seats while we hunt the big feet. Snarly Team, Red Island Bear Beast, Silver Giant, Squalling Savage, Black Wolf was kind of average, Stone Giant, Raven, Mocker, Midnight, Whistler, Wampus Beast, Wawa Woman, Ohio Grassman again. Technically Huckleberry, Wolfman, or Wolf County, need to find the X again if we hunt the Lightning Man. Webster's Werewolf, Daily Howl, Kentucky Hellhound, Little Girl, Headless Horror, I can't take it anymore. Steal yourself some chicken wire, and I'll get some lumber. Catch the Thunder Brothers. Don't you dare get out of the golf cart. We can keep our big seats while we hunt the big feet.
This here's BIGFEETS, the only Mountain Monsters watch-along podcast. I'm Robert Brockway, and I'll be honest here, I fucked up. I forgot absolutely everything about the show Mountain Monsters up to this point. I thought I forgot all about last season. I know it's like a continuity thing. I'm sorry, this episode is going to be a disaster. I won't have any clue what's happening this whole time. So I guess just do yours, Sean.
Okay. I'm Sean, baby. She has obtained an eccentric reputation. Neighbors did not know what to make of the hot-tempered and pregnant Hungarian Jew who, with her 3-year-old in tow, took lengthy afternoon strolls with a highly visible vodka bottle in her purse. Passers-by were outraged to see her pause and take a long drink, or, even worse, pass the bottle to me in my stroller. Once, a wino stopped her for a swig of the vodka bottle. His face wrinkled in surprise and then disgust as he spat out a mouthful of water.
And I am New York Times bestselling author Jason Pargin. I cannot write a book like that.
You don't poison hobos with non-liquor in your books?
No, I'm saying I can't do what Frank Dukes does or did. Is he still alive?
Yeah, I think he's still alive. What could kill him?
There's no way to tell. I just want to be so we're all on the same page. None of us pictured him as a baby when he said he was in the stroller, right?
He said he was 3. 3 is really old for a stroller.
I just pictured him as a full-grown man in a little baby outfit.
I still assume. I thought he was undercover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought he was
he's that good.
I just thought he was getting hammered with his Hungarian girlfriend, who was also pregnant. Because he likes to party, man. You don't need to explain that. All right. Let's get to plugs, I guess. Jason.
Yeah, I have the same job as the Rizzler. My username is Jason K. Pargin. I now have 2.1 million followers across TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and the other short video platforms. I also have a book I've got because I had to have merch out to sell as part of my social media influencer lifestyle. So I have written a novel. It's the 5th book in the John Dies at the End series. The title is There Are No Giant Crabs in This Novel, a novel of giant crabs. Yes, that is the title. Stop asking me if that's the real title. If you want to buy it, the buy links are bit.ly/crabs. All lowercase.
1-900-HOT-DOG is our comedy website. I have the same job I had 30 years ago. I mean, with some detours along the way. It's a comedy with text and images like the old-timey days. Go to patreon.com/1900hotdog and you'll see like how your grandparents experienced internet content.
Every once in a while, 1-900-HOT-DOG will go viral on Reddit because somebody on Reddit will mention it, and there'll be one of those posts made it to the front page, didn't it? A whole bunch of people, because they're talking about like, I miss the old days of the internet. I miss the old Sean Baby and Low Tax, rest his soul, and Penny Arcade, all those. I miss the old. And then somebody will say, hey, Sean is still alive and is actually writing more now than he ever has. He's writing a weekly column on his own operation. It's really cool, and it's like worker owned. And then you get so many signups from those.
Oh, so many
threads.
Yeah.
So many. The guy's like, yeah, if you want to go support it with your money to bring back the thing you said you missed, but not a lot of money. It's not thousands of dollars a month. It's like 1 cup of coffee a month will keep the old internet alive.
It's true.
And it's like, no, that's all right.
For the cost of 1/3 of a foot picture, you can keep the old internet alive.
It's a true story. The last time that happened, and we made it to like the front page Reddit, and it got thousands of upvotes, thousands of comments. All the people in there were like, "Oh man, it's so good to see somebody still doing the old internet." We got 10 signups off of that, and then somebody in Nathan Mosry, who is a weirdo that we cover every once in a while, who used to run. He used to run Garfield Eats, Garfield-themed food delivery service.
Yeah, he had
and it drove him completely mad to briefly own the rights to Garfield in a food-related capacity. Yeah. And he's gone off into the deep end, and that he's such an obscure figure. Like, his Discord is nowhere near the size of ours. It's a couple dozen people that are there to watch a lunatic, just in case he bombs somebody important. I'm presuming they want to say I was there. Somebody mentioned that we've been making fun of him for years and years in his Discord, and we got 11 signups off of that. That's how our marketing works, I guess.
Yeah. That's our target audience, though, is Garfield maniacs.
Mention us to fringe lunatics.
Yeah.
We love their people. We want them in here. Speaking of, if you were in the Discords of any other dangerous fringe lunatics, they spend. Those people spend. So I'm legally obligated to promote my new book, I Will Kill Your Imaginary Friend, for $200. It exists. It's a physical object located somewhere in your area. Find it and give somebody money for it. Every copy you buy gets me 1 ticket to use at the prison prize counter. They've got a Super Nintendo there. That's a top shelf. That's a lot of tickets. We're not selling that many books, but I'm looking to get a sweet pewter skull ring. I'm only 100 tickets away at this point. We've been working on this for a while, so please buy my book. If I don't get that cool ring, I'll be forced to take down this podcast. The site Sean mentioned, the wonderful site Sean mentioned, both of my co-hosts, I'm going to go full fringe lunatic, and only you can save them from me. So please do that. Give me a cool ring. Thank you.
I'm imagining the listeners very frustrated, just fast forwarding, trying to get to the meat of the show, because they've been waiting for 2 weeks
that cliffhanger
to find out the resolution of the cliffhanger season finale of end of season 4 or season 7, possibly season 5, depends on where you're watching it, of the show Mountain Monsters. As I mentioned last week, at the time, the fans had to wait over a year for this resolution. They got their cliffhanger in November of 2019, and then the show didn't come back until January, not 2020, but January 2021. Now, we did not, in the last episode, look for any sign that their episode in November of 2019 caused the COVID pandemic. Like maybe they had opened a portal that brought something evil into the world that we didn't notice if there was any evidence of anything like that. But none of that matters. Everybody's waiting to find out. Cliffhanger. They open a literal mystery box. They open a box. Everyone gasps. It was a box delivered to them by Hillbilly Jigsaw from Rogue Team 3 that they end the show confused with Rogue Team 5. Doesn't matter. Yeah. What matters is he left them a note that said, do you want to see the rest of the film? And then they opened the box that's about the size of like a human head, and everybody in the team recoiled in horror. Season 5 or season 8, episode 1, we're back. Let's go. Yeah. What was in the box?
Most writers would say, if you're doing a mystery box, don't just do a very literal box that you open up and people say, what's this? And then cut away. Most people would say you got to elevate that a little. And I would argue they did. when you see what was in that box, you'll be like, yeah, this is not the dumbest possible version of this.
So I'm glad you guys brought all that up. First of all, fuck you for bringing all that up. We're not going to talk about any of that because none of that happened. None of that happened. Previously on Mountain Monsters, nothing. Nothing happened. We didn't do anything. This episode is not about that. It's not about... It's a new season. We're going to do a new storyline. It apparently has nothing to do with the old storyline. So if you were wondering what was in the box, there is no box. If you were wondering... what the skeleton mask guy was doing there. There's no skeleton mask guy. If you're wondering where the other piece of the amulet they were looking for, what amulet? There was never an amulet. If you're wondering how they're gonna get to Spearfinger, what the fuck are you talking about? What's a Spearfinger? You just made that up.
Incredible.
We're watching Mountain Monsters, The Wolves of West Virginia, and it has absolutely nothing to do with the last season, which did not resolve at all. Like, I won't even say it didn't resolve certain plot lines. It did not resolve.
It ended on a cliffhanger. And I realize that some of the listeners are saying, well, now hold on. By my math, there's still 17 episodes to go. There's like 7 more episodes. There's like 8 episodes in this season. There's like 10 the next. There's 17, 18 episodes. They'll come back to it eventually. No, they won't. That whole cliffhanger with the box, they never reveal what's in the box. They never show any sign that they remember doing that at all.
If your loved one displayed this, like, object in permanence, you would commit them. You would bring them to a hospital immediately.
I think you're doing a bit. I think that I know they don't in this episode, but I think they will the next one.
No, because they set this up and make it very clear this is the whole season. This is what we're doing. There's no room for that. Why would you bring that up?
Yeah. Here's how I know, Sean, because I Googled like what's in the box after I watched this episode. Like, well, that's weird because we're going to get to it in a moment. I thought, well, maybe with Trapper passing away, they wanted to have an episode dedicated to him and then they would come back to it. So then I started watching the next episode and they still had not come back to it. So I Googled it and found a thread from 2025 on the subreddit. Somebody saying, so do you think they'll ever reveal what was in that box from the finale of... And then that people are saying, no, that was the old storyline. They decided to drop that when Trapper passed. They decided not to come back to it because that was Trapper's thing.
He wasn't even involved in that storyline.
No, he didn't know what they were doing.
Yeah, he showed up like one episode and said, you guys can do it. Great. Keep getting out there, you lazy fucks. And then left.
So they got distracted because after filming that last episode, which was the season finale, where... you should remove the word finale. There was no finale to that. It was season and then stop.
Yeah.
Trapper did pass away before filming this season. Trapper passed away on December 16th, 2019. And a little Chiron, as this episode opens, tells us that the surviving members of the Ames team are meeting up now to discuss their future. Which feels like a little bit of foreshadowing to phrase it as the surviving members of the Ames team.
Yeah. The other thing is that it comes up and says Trapper unexpectedly passed away. Now, not to be crude, because we know this is a real guy, he has a real family, but not even Trapper would say it was unexpected. He told them repeatedly in real life and in the fiction of the show, I am going to die at any minute. That, like, he made a point of this, like, hey, I know I'm going to die. I'm not in denial about it. The doctors told me my kidneys are shutting down. There's no cure for what's wrong with me. You know, I'm going to face it. I'm not scared. But they're going to repeatedly in this opening scene talk about how they were blindsided by this. So I guess in the fiction of the show, he died in a jet ski jousting accident or something. Like,
sure.
Well, if you'll remember, every time he would have this very very brave and like very straightforward and earnest conversation with like Huckleberry or Buck, where he'd be like, "All right, this is just a matter of time. Like, there's no cure for me." They'd be like, "Well, no, that's not true. You're gonna beat this Trapper." Maybe they genuinely believed that. They were just like,
they also forget a lot of things.
Yeah, that's true. They could have forgotten that he was sick. They probably forgot he was around for a long time. We're like,
Yeah.
Where's Trapper?
Yeah, this is kind. I was frustrated with this because it is like kind of sweet, and we came here to make fun of the show, and that you could tell these dumb idiots like loves Trapper.
I love Trapper.
Yeah, the thing that I found frustrating was like, I think that hunting big feet is pretty silly, and pretending that you keep finding him is it's stupid and dishonest, and I don't think that's a thing you can like turn on and off. Like you can't be like, I found a magic death cat in a tree and I had to leave to fight a wizard, but also please indulge in my very real emotions. Like your whole life is a bit, I'm not going to trust you with my grief is like maybe the point I'm trying to make. That
we're going to get that in this scene because to set this up, they are sitting around a campfire, obviously a staged thing where they have met. In the fiction, they've met just a couple months after he passed, and they're eventually going to bring in his family, his daughter and granddaughter, I believe.
Yeah. Well, it opens with, I really liked that shot. It opens, it kind of fades in from black, and this really artful opening shot of the whole screen in like complete darkness, and then very, very small in the center of it is just like the team, the core members of the team huddled around a tiny campfire, and it's barely lighting them up. And it's really beautiful. It's a great way to say like, how small grief makes you, because it's not easy to make these men look small. So they're there to mourn their friend, which I won't mock, though that's probably going to be alive very soon. Huckleberry does say, I thought he'd outlive us all. And like, yeah, me too, but not necessarily for health reasons. I just assumed everybody else on the team would have blown each other's brains out by now.
I thought it seemed plausible he would outlive at least one of them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like
I don't feel like
I knew
I'm
he
out
was
of line
dying
saying that.
Yeah. I knew he was dying. I assumed one of them would, for example, use their shotgun as a headrest.
Yeah. Or a shovel, or a walking stick, or whatever other things they use.
Huckleberry will probably die of pneumonia.
Yeah.
Jeff from
or
sepsis.
I thought he was going to die in an erotic Bigfoot shower, like his high school yearbook said. Buck says he thinks the team should end with Trapper, but of course he's paying that lip service because they do have Trapper's daughter and granddaughter here. And I would naturally assume they've invited them on the show to say, yes, bury the team with my dad. None of you are fit to live if he can't.
This is the most shameful aspect of his life. We're here to shut this whole thing down.
Also, should be noted, Buck has lost 100 pounds, and I assumed when I saw this he had. It's clear when he stands up, but when we were watching season 1, for some reason when I went back to the Max app, it gave me this episode, and I thought they had replaced Buck with a different guy. He looks so. If you go back to watch season 1 Buck from 2014 or whatever, 2013, and then this version of Buck, and he's like bearded. Does not. I was like, man, they replaced Buck with like a hotter man. Like that kind of sucks. Like they recast Buck and they're still calling him Buck. Like that's like we wouldn't notice. So no, he briefly did lose a bunch of weight. I had assumed at the time he got like the surgery or whatever. But I
think he's just doing like full, Christian Bale method acting. This season requires him to drop all the weight in grief, and then like next season. The next show, bump it up. He's got to bulk up, and he's just willing to do that as an actor. No, of course the daughter and granddaughter say, "We want you to keep going as a team." Trapper would want that. It's amazing to me how dedicated Trapper and now his entire bloodline are to goofing off in the woods about a Bigfoot.
Yeah,
with,
that's
like,
exactly what I mean. Like, go on with what? Like, pretending that Bigfoot punched you? Like, that's not an honorable thing to, like, carry this dead man's legacy with you. It's like the most ghoulish Vince McMahon bit. It's to weave, like, a real death into, like, the show narrative. But it's so stupid. It's so much stupid. It's like if Hulk Hogan died. And then, like, you get, like, a young wrestler to come in the ring and says, oh, the great legend Hulk Hogan died, but we turned his ashes into a potion that will give me all the powers of the Noid, the pizza monster from the 80s. Like,
I watched the shit out of that.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Awesome, but it's so disrespectful to a real person's legacy.
But here's the thing.
I obviously don't know how to explain how this is making me feel, but I find it a little bit grotesque.
Okay. The problem is when they're all crying, and that part is real. They're not acting crying.
Sure.
Because, look, I don't have 5 guys that I can go out in the woods and play Bigfoot with for years and years. They've been doing it. Like, I do not doubt it was a ton of fun to make this show. It seems like a low-pressure environment, to be kind. It seems like about the most fun show you could do. You don't really have a script. You're not having to learn lines. It's totally free of consequence. Some things could be seen as offensive to Native Americans if you really want to get granular with it. Like they're crying about, we met this guy, a truly unique man. I mean that in every sense. Like, because at one point Huckleberry's like, I'm 64 years old. Looks older. He's like, I know I'll never meet another man like Trapper. And that is genuine what he just said. I'll never meet a man like Trapper, and I've never even met him. So that part is genuine, but they are about to pivot to, oh, by the way, he left behind his Bigfoot mission guide.
Yeah.
Before he wanted you to have this after he died. It's like, okay.
Okay. It's a little.
All right, so
you could step out of the fiction and just say, like, you could kind of obliquely say, we loved doing this show with him, and not like admit that it's like stay in the kayfabe. But no, they're going to straight up drag out his enchanted Bigfoot Necronomicon.
Okay.
Right.
You guys are being unfair because specifically, this is what Trapper wanted. I don't think that he died and they're like, how can we use this? I think Trapper wrote it into his will that the rest of this show, you got to go on a Bigfoot hunt in my memory. Because he was, when he learned he was dying, he brought the team in and used like the moments that he realized his mortality was at hand, was like, so you guys got to get that Bigfoot. He was an all fucking timer. This is a showman. No part of me doubted for 1 second that this was his idea for him to like.
Okay.
That
I
he
retract
probably
my
used,
Noid bit.
That he probably used his last words to his daughter and granddaughter to say, give this journal to the boys on TV and tell them some shit about Bigfoot one last time for me.
Caveat to your theory, I think when you say give them this journal, he says have the set designer spend an afternoon and create a fake journal. That thing was professionally drawn with the same marker in one afternoon with like really deliberate stains placed on the pages.
I don't know why we're being coy, because Jamie did track down and purchase this journal on I believe Amazon. She just found the exact journal.
It's true
that they use, that the prop department bought. I think this might be a different prop than that. So I think that the Sons of Appalachia, they replaced Trapper's journal with a prop that they could get because they didn't keep it.
Either way, they're supposed to be. It's supposed to have been his journal from going back 50 years. Because he's got notes from 1972 in there. The idea is that this is his ancient journal that he's kept 50 years of Bigfoot knowledge in.
Yeah, it's all of his Bigfoot hunting
and perfected over the years to lead these men to 0 and 55 against air.
So inside is a letter from Trapper himself to the team, presumably on his deathbed. And he wrote, even though I'm gone, the Ames team continues. And then added, unless Jeff gets control of the copyright. So Trapper wrote that he knows he needed to give the team a special mission to get them back on track, which is a really funny thing to say.
It really is.
After the last season finale, where they just forgot literally what they were doing. So he tells them to go to the blue marker in the journal, and there is you see it at this point. There's a little blue bookmark that they don't get to quite yet, and he says, "Take it from there." So they open the journal, and it has the same weird compass in it as the one Jamie found, and it has that they used on Sons of Appalachia. So this comes back later, and the quote from Trapper, which we didn't know at the time was from Trapper, is, "For every destination, there is a right and a wrong path. which is just such fucking shade to throw at them from beyond the grave. My God. Give
Doesn't
this
he
to the
quote
boys
himself?
and then to write.
Doesn't he quote himself, not
It's
Trapper,
not a
but like
Ralph
his real
Waldo
name?
Emerson.
No.
Yeah,
it's credited
quoted
to
himself.
John Tice, 1972 is what it says at the bottom.
Incredible.
He's quoted the words of his wisdom of himself. But also earlier, his daughter or granddaughter, one of them said, well, he would want you to go on because he was no quitter. Like he didn't quit. So, so you definitely would not want to quit on the spearfinger hunt that you spent a year on. More than that, right? Didn't that span multiple seasons?
I think
Does it
so.
count as quitting if you have dementia? Does it count as quitting if you forgot that you were doing it? Like, it's a medical emergency. You can't call them quitters.
It's true.
Also, he says that this journal contains its every hunting, tracking, and trapping technique. And then when they flip through it, the set designers put a bunch of their traps in it. The ones that
Willie came up with. So
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
one of two possibilities: either one, Willie was sneaking a look at that journal and saying, hey guys, I came up with the perfect design for this, and then accepted their compliments like, wow, Willie, you have outdone yourself again.
I think 5 of those pages were just Bugs Bunny traps. Like those were just like cardboard box on top of a stick traps.
They used that in the show.
Yeah.
They used that in the show. You can't say that wasn't part of the show.
It's so
So
funny.
they use.
I feel like we're
possibility-
heckling a funeral. It is kind of touching, but it's so fucking stupid.
Yeah, because the other possibility is they've just taken all of Willie's work and just given it to Trapper the same
given
way
it to
that
Trapper.
Jeff's researcher job was just, even in the last episode when they were desperately trying to figure out what some symbols meant, not for 1 millisecond did they even consider asking Jeff to look it up.
Well, Buck's got an uncle that could look this up.
Yeah.
Different uncle. He's got the internet, Jeff. So they do come to the blue marker they mentioned. It's a bookmark, and it's on it opens a page called "The Wolves of West Virginia." That's the title drop. He writes
Trapper
about
drew
how
a little
people
scroll.
say-
Like respect the little font design that Trapper did.
He did a lot of work. He did a lot of font work on this. He says he wrote about how people say there aren't any wolves in West Virginia, but he knows that's not true. There used to be wolves here, but farmers set a bounty on them and wiped them out. And the last wolf was killed at a place called Pickens Creek. And so I immediately was like, oh my God, I see where this is going. Reverse Cherokee Death Cat.
Hell yeah.
The ghosts of a bunch of unjustly murdered wolves come together to make a man, right? And that man is Trapper? Holy shit. That's the best twist that's ever been.
Yeah.
So, like, my hopes were high for this episode.
See,
he talks about his...
mine were the opposite. I wrote in my notes, this is kind of weirdly grounded. And then I hate to spoil the ending because this ends up being, spoiler alert, Buck's main theory. I don't think it's that crazy for a wolf to walk across state lines. I wrote that in my notes. Yep. This turns out to be maybe what happened.
I need to stop and explain something here. And if I start complaining about the industry, one of you needs to use the software to mute my microphone. Okay? What happened on top of Trapper dying, this show, to rewind, started out on an obscure travel channel called Destination America. It got absorbed into a bigger network called the Travel Channel or Travel something. And that's when they got the big boost in budget. That's when they did the thing with the hillbilly, like the scarecrow guy and the effects with the film and the spearfinger. That was that. In between that season and this, it got ported over to Discovery Plus, the streaming service that is part of the Warner Brothers empire. With that came another boost in budget. You'll see it on the sizzle reel at the end of this episode where they've got overhead shots, not helicopter, but it's all drone stuff. It looks better. They've got better cameras. They got another boost in budget as this became a streaming show. And then when the consolidation happened, when HBO Max got swallowed up with the Warner purchase, that's where the show got killed because it was now a streaming property that got dropped. So when they moved to Discovery Plus, I don't even know if I'm saying the name of the streaming service right. I cannot. They all have the word plus at the end of them. they decided to basically reboot the show. This is a new pilot. So they basically do what would have been a great first episode ever of the show back in 2013 or whenever it came out, because the way they're going to frame this is, hey, this old man told us that there may be some wolves in West Virginia. Wolves are not supposed to exist in this part of the country at all. If you didn't know that, they have them like in Alaska, but you don't find them there. Let's go. That'll be cool to go. And then while they're on that hunt, discover something supernatural has happened, and then that gets them into hunting cryptids.
Sure.
So the setup, and they've got a different writer. They still have a story editor, but it's a different guy now, a veteran of a bunch of reality shows. And I think he basically said, okay, now that we're on a new era in Discovery Plus, let's basically reintroduce the show and start with this very grounded episode where we're just hunting wolves. And then we will slowly realize in episode 2, 3, 4 that there's something weirder here. But that's why this first episode seems like such a reduction in stakes, because they're like, hey, we've now truly hit the big time, not knowing that they were 2 seasons away from being obliterated due to a corporate merger.
Well explained.
Well, he's talked about a little industry talk there at the end, but I think we can... Jamie, leave most of that.
Because Buck has said repeatedly since then, 2022 is when the show left off. He's like, we never got notice either way. Like, they didn't cancel us. They just didn't say anything, and they just never announced that we were to come back. So I guess the show is canceled. Like, they just sat and waited for like 2 years after. They were still telling people at conventions, like, no, as far as we know, it's still a show. But that merger got forgotten. If you go to HBO Max, the first 2 seasons are just not on there, and we don't know why. I don't know if those were the Destination America seasons that they didn't have the rights to, but why would they not? Why would they suddenly only lose the rights to those 2 seasons? I think they just got deleted on accident, and nobody noticed but us.
You know that, like, when the merger happened, there was one guy who knew this show existed, one, like, executive, and he got let go. So they were just like, nobody legitimately would know what they're talking about if these hillbillies showed up to, like, the HBO offices and, like, what happened to our show? And, like, I've got some homeless people here that are making a scene. I need you to come.
One of them is peeing himself.
They claim that they've
at me
had
like a gnome.
a show for 7 seasons on the Discovery Network.
One of them is like half nude and shivering.
The guy just covered in piss.
Bigfoot. This one's talking about Bigfoot. There's no way they knew that show exists. Anybody at HBO ever knew that existed. I assume that when they deleted those shows, they found like, oh, somebody left their personal videos on our streaming services. How embarrassing for us that we published them. And I assume it's all going to happen again when they get bought out by Netflix. Somebody else is going to be like, we're going to be one further step removed, where they're going to be like, I don't know what this is. But yeah, the stakes have been rebooted. They figure out, okay, what we're doing this time is we're going on Trapper's original hunt in his footsteps to go prove that wolves exist in West Virginia. And they're back in the truck. They do a little bit about how much they love having Wild Bill right in the truck, but he wears too much cologne. So this is right back. This is like episode 1 comedy bits. We're rebooting the comedy bits.
Also, and I'm going to say this last time. We're going to say it one time. If there were wolves in West Virginia, if they discovered them, would not be legal to hunt them. Or trap them. To be clear, it also trapping them, building an improvised trap to contain them, also not legal whatsoever. They are highly endangered to the point that they are believed to not exist at all in this part of the country.
I'd also argue that if you polled 100 people, 7 would give any shit.
So they're in the truck. They start talking about how the wolves eat farm animals, and Huckleberry explains, them farmers, they get upset when you start doing that. That's when they start hunting things. When you start doing that? Why do you... It's weird that he rephrased it like that. So Huckleberry's like sneaking onto farms and just eating their animals at night, and that's how we learned that farmers don't like it when you do that. Oh, we're rebooting the roles. He's doing the Wild Bill. He's rebooting the Wild Bill. I'm going to eat the monster, but they don't have a monster yet. So I'm going to eat your animals?
Eating people's cows.
But also, they're going to do the bit where they're going to say, well, this is just like going back in time. We're retracing Trapper's first hunt back to 1974, back when Wild Bill still had hair. And then we get Wild Bill's patented Elvis impression.
Gotta get that in the show.
Slick her back, just like old Elvis.
You know what? If we're starting over again, let's bring back the Paladin Bigfoot hunting for Christ Wild Bill.
Yeah.
He did that for one episode.
They bailed on that way too fast.
He did one episode where he was like, I'm gonna hunt Bigfoot with the power of Jesus. Like, fuck, let's do that.
Yeah, they need to go back to special abilities. The Master Caller, they never did anything with that.
You gotta get your superpowers back on. So now, they get in.
But of course, that means they're also going to ask Jeff to research something. No, they're not. I'm sorry. No. I apologize. No, that part they are not bringing back.
No, we're not. We're not rebooting.
We don't know how this county got named. Tigert County or something? We don't know what senator that was. Jeff really blew it.
So it's time for the night investigation. They reach there. They roll into a farm, and we get multiple horror jump cuts of cows.
Cows.
just cows. Looking around, cows. Shaking their heads. And the soundtrack is just like slamming. Yeah, they're sick cows, but the soundtrack is giving us bump, 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 cow, bump, bump, cow, bump, bump, cow. And you're like, why? Are we... The cows aren't the monster.
Also, take a drink because we get the thing where they're like, well, something's got them cows skittish over there. It's like, it's definitely not the 9 people and the camera crew and the floodlights and the boom operator, and they're all stomping around in the middle of the night.
They're also not that skittish. They're eating and
standing there.
They're blinded by flashlights mostly. It's the middle of the night and they're shining flashlights in their eyes, and the cows are like, what the fuck? What's happening here? They're meeting the farmer, and they roll in, and Chiron shows us, they roll in at midnight to meet this farmer on his farm. West Virginia, I looked this up, is about 300 miles wide, which is about 5 hours of driving maximum. So they set off at around 7 o'clock at night to beat this farmer. I feel like that's a little discourteous.
Yeah.
And he seems really sleepy. He seems like a little confused, real low energy. He doesn't want to be doing this.
I'm going to just throw a monkey wrench into everything. This farmer sent them a video of a wolf and tells them where he filmed it. So all they got to do is go down and match those trees, and they're done. They just proved wolves exist in West Virginia.
They got a video. You can't send the video of a real thing that exists.
Yeah, we're done with the show.
And then say we need proof, because that's the proof.
He's either a liar or they did it.
It's like iPhone quality. It's not trail camera quality. It's like high definition. Yeah, it's a straight up high def iPhone video of like, it's right here. Yeah, we got wolves.
Yeah, he did it. Trapper, he's honoring Trapper. He honored the hell out of Trapper. You got to explain who Trapper is, because he's like, I did this in honor of somebody. Fuck, I don't know who.
Yeah, you either prove wolves exist or you kill the wolf liar, and that's both great TV.
So he gets interrupted by dramatic cow noises.
Was that what they played like a big stupid snarling explosion? Like I thought this was like
they dubbed in a gunshot.
Yeah,
they dubbed in like a shot, but before that, big dramatic cow noises, and they keep going like something's riling up those cows.
On the day, they all reacted to, what was that? But they never made it clear to the sound guy, what do you want? What's supposed to be out here? Do you want a wolf howl? But nobody on the set, nobody says, I hear a wolf howl. They didn't give him anything. They just all spin and react. So he dubs in like a loud bang or a shot or an explosion. But they never like, well, what the hell was that? Did a transformer explode down there? Do we need to call somebody?
That wolf's got a gun.
Not a wolf. Whatever the fuck it was not unless the wolf ate a hand grenade, that was not a wolf.
So they get their guns and they start checking out the cattle. Buck decides, it is Buck that decides that there's afterbirth from the cows. Yeah. And that's
Real wolf.
That's why the wolves are here, is because
Yeah.
like cows are giving birth in the yard and they're here to eat the babies. So that's why they came from, I don't know, Montana? Because that's a long ways.
Next is a big. They do the sound bit a second time because they're like looking at the video and like, ooh, look, that really is a wolf. And then like a wolf rips a phone book in half behind them. Like, oh shit, that super wolf is back.
Well, Jeff decides that he has something on thermal and it took off into the woods, and that's
Right.
when they do the second, like, there's a second gun wolf.
Yes.
On the grassy knoll, just taking shots at him, and then they decide they all pretend to be horrified of like some implication that's nearby them, but the cameraman just films more cows, so they look like they're terrified of the nearby cows, like oh my god, and then it just shows the cows looking at them like oh god.
But you know what carried over to this new era of the show? Time to split the guys up. Time to do a pincer movement on
Time to
the
pincer 'em.
nothing.
They pincer
On the
movement a cow. They
Wild-
pincer a cow.
See, they don't ever say this, but I think we're meant to believe they're hunting a wolf, a nearby barn wolf. And when they go in the barn, Wild Bill says that dang thing could bounce down on top of us. Because as we know, wolves are aerial hunters.
They even do a thing where the camera lingers on the ceiling and there's a suggestion of like eyes up there.
Right.
And there's a few things wrong with that. First of all, if the cameraman sees the wolf stalking them and doesn't say anything, like I don't think it's David Attenborough rules. I think that's murder. You think you have to tell him?
You have to tell them.
But second, they lingered too long so that you could actually see there wasn't anything making eyes up there. Because third, this is just like a real incidental point. Wolves don't travel on ceilings.
There's that. They don't do a ton of ladder climbing.
But while in here, we're going to get 4 or 5 cow jump scares where these men who go into the cow house where the cows live. And again, like, what? Oh, to quote Wild Bill, what the hell? It's a big old fat heifer chowing down on corn. And then another noise. What? Boom, it's a big old white cow over there. And then Willie radios it in. Hey guys, we got a couple big old heifers in here.
Here in the barn, there's barn stuff happening.
In what'd you call it? The cow house?
Yeah, in the cow house.
In the cow house? Cows in the cow house.
Where the cows live.
And then one of the cows reaches out and licks Wild Bill's big old stripper boots, his big old knee-high leather stripper boots.
It was probably its mom.
Probably because they used to be its mom, yeah.
Jesus Christ. Didn't occur to me.
And Willie and Wild Bill do a little skit about how Wild Bill should make out more with cows
They think
than he does.
This is the funniest thing that has ever happened in the history of the world. I don't live on a farm. Sean, I think you grew up on a farm. If I was walking past a cow and it went out and licked my boot because there's some
Was it a
water or
sex
something
boot?
on there, I wouldn't
It's
even.
kind of funny if it's a sex boot.
I don't know that I would even notice that.
Yeah.
But they really is like, damn, cow just tried to French kiss me. I'm a married man. And they go on, which you get there in the middle of a wolf hunt.
It's on the fucking ceiling.
The wolf is right around there somewhere. They reacted as they weren't reacting to a howl off on the horizon. They were reacting to wolf fired a gun like right over there.
Yeah, this is nothing. If you met someone who met a cow and they were like, a cow licked me, you're like, that's 100% the end of that story. Oh, you spent 8 minutes riffing about how that's a sex thing? Okay.
They're going to do it. They do an interview to camera about it. It goes on and on.
So long.
Yeah. So Buck's team is also out there. They're out in the woods looking around there, and they decide, wait a minute, we're looking for wolves. And if we're right, that means there are wolves out here, and that's pretty scary. So they should leave and come back in the daytime.
And this is something, this is a note that they did not get from the new streaming service, because to make it clear, they arrive at the exact spot where the farmer took the video. They identify the specific tree. And then they look up at the top of the hill, and he is, like Huckleberry is like, it's Like, I think it could be right up there. Time to go home.
We get out of
Job done. The evidence of wolves right up there. Let's get the hell out of here. Come back another day. Too scary.
Yeah.
Maybe we shouldn't have left at 7 o'clock at night to come meet this farmer. I'm telling you, we should have got up earlier.
I'm not the world's
Shouldn't have
greatest
gone to Dave
gunman.
and Buster's.
But if I have an AR-15 and my friend has a shotgun and we have thermal night camera, send as many wolves as you want. We're not going to die from wolves. Like,
They decided
also, hold on. I looked this up. According to Google AI, in the last 100 years, there have only been 2 fatal wolf attacks in North America. 2. 1, 2. So that's what they're scared of. It's just being the miracle third wolf death in the last 100 years. And also it was AI, so it also added the great replacement is real, drink bleach, coward human. So I just throw in the extra details that seemed important to the robot.
I'm just saying, if anybody's going to be the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th deaths to wolves, it's going to be this team.
Yeah, no, you're right.
It would be the most easiest and delicious kill they've ever had. It would just be, my God, this thing's got ham in its pockets too. It's just
You've got the crime scene, the local crime scene, wolf attack CSI guy. It's like, well, it came down and took a bite out of this tall guy here, and then the one next to him seemed to have tripped and fell over and just splattered himself. And then
This one was cold, so he pissed himself. This one fell in the afterbirth earlier.
Yeah.
And that's a buffet for a wolf.
it's just yeah.
So
they don't
the other
stand
thing
a chance if
we're leaving out is Wild Bill comes up and he talks about that fucking cow again. He's like, "Cow, kiss me," and they keep doing the bit, and to the point where even Wild Bill is done with it. And Wild Bill's like, "Did you fucking idiots get any information or what?" And then
he
Buck
actually
says,
stops him from doing the bit. It's like, did you find the wolf? Like,
Buck says,
you exhausted Wild Bill's patience.
That's amazing.
And Buck says, "Yeah, we did. Yeah, of course we did something. We found that creek that the farm was talking about." Like,
That's
not
why we
anything.
have to go home.
You verified that farmer's creek exists. Like,
And now we gotta go.
We found-
Imagine telling Willie and Wild Bill that you have to go at that point. And they're like, "Hold on, you found the creek? Yeah, we think there might be wolves out here, so we gotta go. But aren't we hunting wolves?" Like,
Why?
Yeah, but not
Why
like.
did we drive all night to get here? What?
yeah, it's midnight. Are you kidding? That farmer's gonna be
We
so
just
pissed
got
at
out
us.
of the truck. Why are we going back home? We've been here for 20 minutes.
So the next day they do go back home. There's nothing to interrupt them. Like last episode, they started being self-aware of the whoops, we're going back home. We're going to interrupt with something. Nope. Next day they go home.
But here's the thing, okay, because we spoiled for the listeners that they never come back to the mystery box. The people who watched us live back in 2020 and had been waiting for over a year to find out what was in that box, with every commercial break and the new day have to be thinking, okay, now that they got the Trapper Memorial out of the way, now that they've driven to the new location, now Buck's going to go in and say, "Hey guys, remember that box? Let's look at," because I think this ties into this hunt, this wolf skull that he sent us that we recoiled from, that we bought at a gift shop on the way here. Look, this ties in. He wanted us to come here too, so it would have been so little effort to do it, but the viewers at the time had to have been thinking, "Man, they're really drawing out the suspense on that box. They've not even mentioned it. Have they mentioned it yet? It wasn't even in the previously on sizzle reel. That's kind of weird."
That's kind of weird. It must be
Which one
really
of these
something.
cows is Spearfinger? That's a weird name for a cow.
You found me, Ames team.
It just so
Skeletor.
Skeletor voice to the cow. The next day at the trap shack, they're making a wolf trap, which I think is technically illegal. I think
You are
I think it's illegal to
in
make
any
this.
way allowed to trap wolves.
I have.
You're not allowed to
some
build a
I looked
trap.
this up. You are allowed to shoot a wolf if it is attacking you, if you are in danger from the wolf. You can't hunt them, you can't trap them. Now, if you found one in West Virginia, it would be of great interest to somebody. They don't want to find out about it because you trapped it in a makeshift trap that you and your friends made.
Just take a video. Wait, the farmer did that.
Yep.
Right.
I did. You can go on Amazon and buy like a dog trap for $147 for like a wild dog or a wolf if such a thing is necessary. The other note I have on this trap is obviously it's a box. Like Willie he was very proud of a double tower steel cage trap, and it's just a big box. It's important. I want you to know, I'm desperate for you to know, the towers do nothing. There's no point to the towers. It's a box with two little towers that have nothing to do with anything. I just need you to know that.
At the rendering stage, when we see the final product, it may become apparent what they do. They've not built it yet. It's just you're just looking at the concept stage.
My favorite part of this is that they're like, okay, Willie, what do you got for wolf traps? And he's like, I've got a double tower steel cage trap. And then they smash cut to the CGI graphic and a bunch of wood comes down and just starts, all these sticks start piling up and piling up and piling up. And you're like, and then finally they do cover it in cattle panel because that's what they do every time. But it's so funny that he's like, steel cage trap, huge pile of sticks comes down from the sky and lands
They're going to be
nope.
so embarrassed if they find out a wolf can dig 6 inches into the dirt and go under a fucking box.
Now, are we going to just skip over Wild Bill's beaver bit here, or do we feel that's not?
They just Wild Bill
I
does
even
a beaver
says that in my
bit.
notes. We could probably skip this.
Yeah, he does a beaver bit. You can look it up if that's important to you, but you will be disappointed. They decide Willie and Wild Bill need to start on the trap, while Buck's team heads out for the field investigation to determine if there really are wolves in West Virginia. I do have a few problems with how they're doing this. One, you're starting on the trap before you determine if the thing you want to trap exists. Mm-hmm. Generally not great practice. Two, you're starting on the trap before you figure out where the thing is. So you're just building it in a field and hoping wolves come to that field.
In a country with laws.
In a country with laws. Three, if you try to trap them anyway, why are you also going on a field expedition to prove that they exist?
Sure.
Like one or the other. And I guess if I have to have a 4, it's illegal to do this.
Yeah, these are creatures that exist. You're not allowed to do any of this.
Suddenly on the trail because he's found beaver sign, and he says, "That's not a bad find."
Which I wish someone would have said, "Yes, it is, Buck. That's a bad find. that's nothing." Because they've decided that beavers are wolf food specifically.
Sure,
wolves eat beavers specifically. If you find beavers, there's wolves around. That's what that's the fiction they're working under at this point in the episode.
I just love that he stops and he starts doing the like Trapper wilderness improv that he's not very good at. The Trapper was so great at, and he's like, you can see some teeth marks here. You see where it ran around here, and there's a beaver here. And then nobody responds to him for a long time. So he goes, "It's not a bad find." And they leave that in.
I legitimately think that's a little bit of a tribute to Trapper because they're going to do several things in a row here. But they're going to find the remains of a kill that they think was a beaver kill, and they said, "Well, this is canine. This could be a wolf that did this." I'm obviously could also be anything else. It could be a dog.
It could be a wet spot on the ground where they put those old bones that they own.
Right. But they start doing the Trapper things like, well, look, that mud puddle. You see those bubbles? Something's just walked through there. Implying accidentally that the wolf is 20 seconds away from them. It's close enough that the ripples in the pond it made are still rippling through the pond. Now, they're not as good at it as Trapper was, but I think this was a little Trapper tribute because this was always Trapper's thing. He could improvise the hell out of these scenes.
Now, it does cut to Buck for a testimonial here. And was this just me, or was he superimposed on the woods?
Oh,
Did any of you catch that?
Do you think they have that technology? Do you think they green screened in
Buck? Watch it again right at that moment. and he does a testimonial like after they first find the beaver kill area, and I swear to God they superimpose. It's a green screen, or probably more likely it's like somebody's shower curtain of the woods that he's in front of. But it does not look real, and it's so wild to me because you're in the woods.
Yeah.
Like, did they have to add it later, and they couldn't get back to any woods?
Or maybe they're not. Maybe this is all a soundstage.
Maybe
Maybe if you saw the
CGI.
behind the scenes, it'd just be like when they show those Marvel movies being made when they're in a green room walking around. It's the saddest thing you've ever seen.
No way they did a pickup shot, because later in the show they nuke their own fiction. We'll get to it, but like there's a thing that there's no way you'd leave it in if you were capable of like doing
It's
pickup
fucking
shots.
crazy looking. It really threw me, is all I'm saying. Like, I'm starting to think Jason's right. Like, Jeff is just a tennis ball. Jeff doesn't exist. It's just a tennis ball everybody's got to
They
react
truly-
to. Put a little hat on it.
If
so that
they've
they feel like-
mastered green screen technology, I am so excited for how they're going to use that.
Buck flying is the first thing that comes to mind.
I think we moved past the thing that I wrote down. Huck pulls his AR-15 on the wolf when they hear the wolf sound. He pulls, and I'm like, it's already illegal to shoot the wolf, but I do think killing it with an assault rifle is like probably extra crime.
Jason's
Okay.
going to correct you.
No, I'm going to say this. This is the only time I'm going to say it. For the rest of this season, I'm not going to come back to this. I'm going to say it one time because I know people are tired of me saying it. If you're walking through the woods where people live, because this farmer lives right over there, like 100 feet away, his house is. If you're walking through the woods where people live and you hear a branch snap behind you, you don't wheel on that sound with your loaded AR-15 and draw down on what made the sound. It's probably a little girl out for a walk, or a mother, or somebody's pet, or a hiker, or anyone. I'm saying it now, seriously. What he does here, do not do this. Do not wheel around and aim your gun, because if it's an animal, this is not how hunting works. You don't spin around like a John Woo movie and shoot the wolf as it's jumping through the air like RRR, like you're having like it's not. That's not how hunting happens. There is no reason to wheel around and lower and point your gun at the branch that snapped behind you. It annoys me more than I'm letting on, or maybe I'm letting on very much how it annoys me. I think it's legit irresponsible, because they do try to play this, especially this episode, they try to play it up as like, well, we're actually here on doing science.
Right.
It's a note that I feel like is not difficult to get. I don't feel like you have to be a gun expert to understand why that's not what you do with a gun when you're out next to somebody's house and you hear a branch
Hunting a
snap.
creature that has been eradicated from the territory for over 100 years.
I just enjoy that, like, much like we talked about this earlier, about how, like, we've just kind of glossed over the language of the show, where, like, they will do one thing and then cut to commercial, come back and recap it for like 5 minutes straight, and we just don't talk about that because they do it so often. And Buck is still doing his "I'm going to ask a million questions" thing, and we don't talk about that because that's like every other take. And we also no longer talk about the fact that when they all spin around, they point their shotguns at the back of each other's heads. Like, we just don't mention it. Well, they did. Amongst all of the other things that Jason was saying was, don't blow away the little girl, don't blow away your best friend. And we just like, nah, that's happened so much. We don't need to.
There was one
you knew they
moment where
flagged each other.
Trained combat Marine Wild Bill is pulling out his shotgun, and he seems like he's trying to aim it away from his friends, but there's a camera on him. So he like just fucking it's like terrifying how he has this shotgun right into the cameraman's face, as if the cameraman doesn't exist. Like, that's how deep into the fiction Wild Bill is, that he just forgot that
He's got to sell it. So
terrifying.
okay,
Last
they go
time-
after the wolf and they
last time I'm
find.
going to say it. You can edit this part out. I know some of the listeners are saying, okay, guys, I know that in the fiction of the show, the guns are loaded. In real life, they clearly have no reason to have bullets in the guns. Hey, guess what? You still don't point them.
yeah.
You don't point an unloaded gun. All right. Sorry, I apologize. You were trying to move on.
For some good reasons,
You
sure.
can cut all this.
So they're following the wolf. They follow what they think might be the wolf. They didn't get a good look at it. And they stop and they found an old leather bag. And they decide, oh, we gotta delve into this leather bag situation. More than the wolf that's running, I guess, straight at that farmer. I mean, this is the farmer's property, so he's getting mauled to death.
Huckleberry improvises that the wolf is hiding behind some rocks at the top of a hill, literally maybe 30 feet away. He says it's up there. Like, this thing could be on you in 3 seconds, and Buck decides, hey guys, I got something over here. And they all ignore the wolf because Buck has found an old leather belt.
Not just forest garbage.
It's just like, I get that it's going to turn out to be important to the plot, but in the fiction of the show, there is no reason, because the whole thing is like, well, this has been here since, like, Trapper left us here 50 years ago. It's like, okay, then it will still be there after we have,
after we fight
because,
the
hey,
wolf to death.
Guess what's more interesting than that? The wolf is right there. The thing we came for, it's right there. Let's get
mauling
out.
Farmer Don. We got
Yeah, or we're about to get it on camera. Done. We've got it in 4K. Granted, it is just a second high definition video, but it's one you took. You know, the Farmer Don didn't fake his.
And then you go back and you smash that farmer's phone, and now you discovered the wolf.
Right.
And now you're sitting on a gold mine. Footage of wolf.
So there's an old leather bag attached to this belt that they found, and inside is what Jeff determines almost instantly that's a transmitter beacon, because they've got an old piece of computer board. And they decide, well, we got that wolf up there about 30 feet away behind these rocks. We got a bag full of trash. Time to get the fuck out of here.
Back to the hotel. Fuck out of here. Done.
One thing.
I will never get tired of this because the wolf is right there. And like, well, no, we found this old leather pouch. That's our one thing. We can't do two things.
I didn't want that to be the one thing. I was hoping it would be the wolf also. When I stumbled, I tripped on it. What are you going to do?
It would be like finding a Snickers wrapper and being like, the wolf ate a Snickers wrapper. In 1980, he ate a candy bar. Let's call it a day.
Let's get the fuck out of here.
There's no reason to think this old
reasonable.
belt has anything to do with wolves. That's fucking crazy.
In fact, what are the odds that it has anything to do with this?
Zero.
There's crap all over the world. It's not everything ties into the thing you're thinking about at that moment. In fact, it would be weird that it would just be right here for 50 years and the farmer never noticed it when he, by his own story, comes down here all the time. That's where he captured the video of the wolf that proved the wolf exists, the wolf that we're trying to prove exists.
I'm going to say this right now also, that you don't I don't even know this. I didn't even look this up. You don't track wolves by putting a belt around their neck with a big old fucking leather pouch. Like, that doesn't stay on a wild wolf. Also, if someone was tracking wolves, if that's what the story is, go find their wolf tracking information, and you will find some scientists who say, yeah, we tracked some wolves. They went in West Virginia in 1974. Here's all the data. It's not a secret. Yeah, we're not evil scientists tracking wolves. Again,
you have a video of a wolf. People that discovered.
So this thing, A, is impossible, and B, in the fiction of their thing, you're done. Like, your story's done.
You would track them down and they would say, yes, we discovered wolves in West Virginia. And you'd be like, but we wanted to do that.
Right. No, we already did it.
Well, you didn't.
Not just found them. We tracked them. We put a belt on them. The way you track a wolf, you
So far, they've been beaten to this twice by a farmer and some scientists. They have evidence that two people knew about this before them, but they're still after it. So we're going to come back that night. Another little Chiron tells us that the Ames team is meeting with a bunch of farmers who are there to tell them about their missing livestock. Mm-hmm. And they don't think it's coyotes. And one of the farmers says, well, my son was out bow hunting and he killed a coyote 2 years ago and it was 81 pounds, that's way too big to be a coyote. But
this is what I was talking about earlier.
To be a wolf.
This is cut that, because that dude his idea is like, oh, that was a wolf. Like, no, dickhead. You can just look at the dead body that you have, that you weighed, and see if it's a coyote or a wolf. There are a lot of ways to do that. So if the story is that, hey, the damn liberals say they're coyotes, but we know they're wolves, fine. But you can't stick to that conspiracy theory if you have the corpse of one. It's
also just throwing it
so
out there.
Stupid.
That farmer makes 3 people that would have discovered wolves in West Virginia before they did, if that is true.
Okay. We have somehow skipped over by far the most important part, because the listeners are assuming that they've met these farmers standing out in the middle of a field or in the middle of the woods.
Yeah.
They are straight up inside somebody's actual barn. They are
My God, you're right.
inside somebody in. This is such a flex for the new streaming service. Like, hey, not meeting an NPC standing out in the middle of a bush, are we? Look at this, indoors stuff here. Like, now granted, they have no idea how to stage the scene, so they make these 6 farmers stand in a semicircle around them, because it's like, well, there's no reason you couldn't have chairs. You're indoors. You can just have some chairs. It's like, but they don't know how to block a scene that's not a guy standing in the middle of a field. So they all just have to stand there.
It looks like Beast Games or something. It looks like they're about to hear the rules.
They're like in a semicircle. Yeah, they're like arranged in a perfect semicircle, which is not how you would have a conversation with a group of farmers. But yeah,
now fight. What? I thought I was all right. You're right. It's kind of a jump scare that they were inside of a building, and I completely spaced on that. Thanks for bringing that up.
This is the most Mountain Monsters has ever looked like a real TV show.
Yeah,
because they like talk back and forth with the guys, and the farmers are not saying, well, and then one day that I looked in its eyes and it mind controlled me and I woke up. No, they're just talking like, hey, we're losing calves every year. When we report it, they say it's coyotes. I don't think it's coyote. I think it's too big to be a coyote. The paw prints seem too big. Like, it looks like a real plausible TV show about some guys trying to see if maybe the wolves have migrated back to West Virginia. There's no magic. There's no, I mean, obviously a lot of stupid things have happened, but if you were just watching this in the background, you wouldn't even know that it's a stupid show, I don't think, if you just saw the scene.
I also want to clarify something. When you said they're standing in like a barn, this is like the nicest building they've ever been in outside of like briefly Trapper's house one time. This is it's not like a jack shack. Nobody's probably jacking it in here. It's like clean, it's well lit. It's got like a poured concrete floor and steel walls and light fixtures. Like it might be the nicest building they've ever seen, as far as we know from the evidence the show.
You put some apples in there, I think you could catch a Bigfoot.
Yeah, because the previous iteration of the show made farmers seem like they're farmers from the 1920s. Like, it's a guy in overalls with straw sticking out of his mouth. It's like, no, farms are owned by corporations. They are multi-million-dollar operations. They have government subsidies. They have computerized equipment. No, this is here. They've actually acknowledged, okay, yeah, even in West Virginia, it sometimes looks like the modern world.
They never had that real farm money until now. Now they have enough money that they can be briefly let into an outbuilding of a real farm. I'm proud of them. I'm proud of them for doing this.
Yeah, good for them.
They show the transmitter to all the farmers, and they use all of their expertise to agree that looks pretty old. I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
And so Jeff tells them that it's a tracking transmitter that scientists put on wolves in the 1960s. So this whole gathering was fucking pointless. Jeff knew that at the start. Why did you waste all these fine people's time to ask them what that was? Buck has a not crazy theory that wolves remigrated here from elsewhere and are repopulating Virginia, which that can happen.
That's crazy enough to be
walked
true.
Here from
wolves
somewhere else.
Walk.
I just want to say, the last most grounded episode they had of like this was Hogzilla, where like we're gonna go after just a real big feral hog, which does exist. That's a thing that happens.
A farm hog, but
yeah, and I just want to say that by this point in Hogzilla, Jeff had long since insisted that Hogzilla had small, crude, usable hands. and I think it had a top hat. Maybe I might have just added that in my memory. But it stood upright and swiveled like a man. Like they've never been this grounded in their lives, is what I'm saying.
But one of the farmers has a photo of a paw print, right? It's like a paw print in the snow. Mm-hmm. And then, even more helpful, he says he had a trail camera, and some blows apart another element of their fiction, because this trail camera is not the 37 pixel black and white. This a full, like, he captured a photo of a wolf that looks like it's from a wolf calendar you would buy at the mall. It is beautiful. A full high resolution. The wolf is like posing and looking into the camera. And then Buck says, "We have all the confirmation we need. Trapper was right. There are wolves in West Virginia." Okay.
To go home?
Yeah, it sounds like these guys were on it. It kind of seems like they were on top of the situation. They have got calves that have been eaten. They have got paw prints. They have full 4K video. They have an 8K high resolution photo that you can zoom in and see individual strands of fur on this animal. It is the most documented natural phenomenon in the world. Yes, there are wolves. Call the scientists. You, the Ames team, your names will not be on the paper because you did nothing. Well, it's like, oh, no, we found this trash. We found this trash by the creek. It's like, okay, well, whatever.
Yeah, they found the ruins of someone else finding wolves.
That was my Game & Watch from the 80s. I just like, it's definitively 4 people have hard evidence of wolves, and you do not at this point in the show. You have nothing.
There's a second stupidity reveal where Buck is like, hold on a second. This picture of the wolf is a different color from the video of the wolf. That means there's more than one wolf. Wolves hunt in packs, which is something every child knows, and they already discussed in this very episode. Remember when they ran from the wolves in fear?
Up to this point, when Buck thought a wolf had migrated there in 1974, was he thinking it was the one wolf? And just the whole time, like, no, the idea is that the species has migrated here, not Jeff the wolf or whatever this wolf's name is. It's not a wolf.
Named in honor of Jeff. Mm-hmm. The lone wolf, the classic piss-soaked wolf that the pack kicks out. Also, after Buck sees that picture of the wolf, that majestic picture of what is clearly a wolf in all of its glory and could not be more clear, nature documentary level picture, he says, "That's way too big to be a coyote, and it's not the right color. And it's a wolf. You can see it's a wolf.
It's a wolf.
Because they don't look the same."
Yeah.
You could show that photo to any of Sean's children and say, "What is this animal?" And they would say, "It's a wolf. Why are you showing me this, dumbass?
Are you a fucking idiot?"
It's a wolf or one of those dog breeds that look like wolves. But no, I'm pretty sure this is a wolf. It's like
pretty much a wolf. I want to have some notes on the dog print, just real quick. That's a dog print. A wolf print is just a little different, but more even. So if you see a really symmetrical print, you're like, oh, that's maybe a wolf. But this is just so obviously a dog print. Also, there's nothing in the picture to give it scale. So just if you zoom in on it, that's a really big dog, and if you zoom back, it's a small dog. It's the dumbest fucking shit. That
also he led with that. And then, also,
I just have a full
picture. Here's a picture of the wolf.
I have a 200 megabyte picture of the wolf in high definition. Yeah. You can zoom in and you can see my reflection in its eyes.
It was so rude of him to wait that long in this meeting to show that picture, because the guy next to him was like, "I found a real fat coyote once. Does that count as a wolf?" And then he's like, "Oh, well, does this fucking beautiful picture I took count as a wolf?" Like, you dickhead, you knew he was going to talk.
Track.
Yeah, you knew Merle was going to talk about his fat coyote. You were just waiting to make him look like a dick. We're all over there like, God, he did it again. He always does this.
Oh, Christ, this show.
All right, so they're like, well, I have a feeling that we're going to prove Trapper right. Yeah, it's based on the evidence that all the farmers have collected.
Yeah.
So they're driving away. They're driving away, presumably to set up for the rest of this hunt. And Buck's saying he has a feeling they're going to prove him right. And Huckleberry abruptly asks him, well, hold on, pull over right here. And they look at the Welcome to Tigert Valley sign. And Huckleberry finally does what I've been waiting for on Pins and Needles whole fucking episode. Huckleberry says, I got a feeling that Trapper sent us down here to look for more than just wolves.
But you had to think the viewers at the time, because the way this is staged, they've wrapped up the episode, couple minutes left, but then Buck is driving away and then the camera goes inside the truck. This is unusual. Something else is going to happen. You had to think this is where the viewers are saying, okay, now we're going to get the box. And, and Huckleberry is going to be like, I guess we should talk about what we found in that box. So, we've been avoiding it. We didn't want to talk about it, but, and they would do, you cut back to the reveal. You cut back to them, open it up and say, oh my God, what is that? And then he pulls over and the thing he's seen is the population sign that says, welcome to Tigert Valley. That he's like, pull over. That it's like, well, why do you, and he looked at that sign and says, I got a feeling Trapper sent us here to look for something other than just wolves. And like, yeah, but why do you need to make me pull over to say that?
If there was like a big handprint on there, like Shaq-sized handprint, you'd be like, oh, Shaq's been here. Or a Bigfoot, maybe. But like,
I mean,
nope.
He doesn't read too good. Maybe he thought it meant tigers. He's like, Tiger Valley? Oh, Trapper sent us here to track.
Yeah. In West Virginia, tiger would be pretty interesting. More interesting than a wolf.
Yeah, they
maybe.
came back. They were extinct from that area, but they could have come back. Go back to the farmers. They got beautiful pictures of tigers on all their phones. God damn it.
It's a high bar, but it might be the dumbest episode they've ever filmed.
In the context of it being the resolution of a cliffhanger, there's no question this is the dumbest episode.
Yeah,
I cannot imagine how angry people were, unless their audience is just so forgiving that they just go along with anything. Because they're going to do this season on Mountain Monsters sizzle reel to promise them, hey, going to be some Bigfoot stuff. You hear them like at one point, he's like, look at what I found. He's got a hair. Like, is that a Bigfoot hair? Which, by the way, if you saw a hair and can identify it as a Bigfoot hair, a creature that doesn't exist,
I'd say you're a pervert. If you can say that hair's a Bigfoot hair, you're a pervert.
Can I do a real quick reading? Because I don't think you did that section justice.
You didn't transcribe the whole. Okay, go ahead.
No. I just remember it, and I know. He says, "Looky here, boys. What is it? What do you think that is?" And they go, "Is that a Bigfoot hair?" And Huckleberry goes, "By God, I think it is." And then it hard cuts out on his scream. Just fucking screaming like a berserk lunatic. Awesome. And then he's
playing Predator again. He's doing the Sonny Landham scene from Predator.
It's one of the most bonkers things I've ever seen Huckleberry do. And I've seen him shower for a psychic Bigfoot.
So fucking awesome.
God, I'm so glad that I was so worried that they were going to do a reasonable episode in honor of Trapper's memory. He would fucking hate that. He would be like, "You didn't do any goofy shit at all." No, they got a little goofy towards the end. But that was it. That was it. No spear finger, no box, no puzzle master.
New story arc are not going to do episodic. No, continuing saga. It's going to be one location, the Tigert Valley. Spoiler, for the rest of the time the show exists. I don't think they ever leave the Tigert Valley unless I'm mistaken. They are on a wolf hunt. There's going to be big feet. They're going to hunt something called a smoke wolf. But no, this is the story arc, and
yeah,
boy, we are off and running.
That's what you call it when you see a wolf in West Virginia. You call it a smoke wolf. They didn't make it up.
I bet they're going to make up.
They'll make up some details. I don't think they're going to go by the lore, but
I bet we're going to have some small, crude, usable feet, wolf feet, into this. But for now, let's pick our favorite quote. Let's go with Sean. How would you like to go?
My favorite quote. You each said half of it when Buck said, "That's way too big to be a coyote, and it's not the right color. We have all the confirmation we need." But my backup was, at now Buck, with the new information that wolves hunt in packs, that there's probably more than one wolf. He goes up to Willie, who's going to make this box. And he says, will it be able to hold more than one? And then Willie says, yeah. Just as long as every West Virginia wolf goes into this box all at once, sure. Yeah, fucking.
Yeah, we didn't hit upon that at the time. This is a trap to trap all of the wolves in West Virginia. They very much make it clear they're going to clean up the wolf problem in West Virginia with this trap.
Link pause and go in together. Like, all right, is everybody ready? Step in.
All right, I'll go next. It's when Trapper's granddaughter Clara says, "This is Trapper's journal." We immediately cut to a testimonial from Buck saying, "I don't know what this is. Some kind of leather book or journal?" Literally the next sentence. This is his journal. I don't know what that is. Like a book? A journal? I don't know. I don't listen to women. That was my favorite. Jason, how about you?
So in the moment when they are talking to the farmers in the barn, we mentioned Buck coming to this conclusion, but I've transcribed the path he took to get here. Quote, I've been racking my brain trying to figure out how there could be wolves in West Virginia, but this is all starting to come together. It is very possible that some of these wolves could have migrated over time from where they was to here in West Virginia.
Fucking rock solid science. Like, find
it's a lot of words to say. Walk.
Point out where he's wrong.
Either they teleported here or they walked here. I think it may have been that second one.
Yeah, they came. I don't know, from a far place, from a distant place to near place to near place, and they did that by foot dancing, foot moving. Foot relocation. I forget the word.
We know they can wear a speak and spell around their neck, so it's possible they could get here by parachute, helicopter pack, jet pack.
Behind me here, I have this little stuffed Sasquatch. Mm-hmm. Around its neck, on the Sons of Appalachia merchandise page, they sell items with Trapper's picture on it. And I don't think you'll be able to see it very well, but when they printed out his photo to put it in this Christmas ornament, it cuts off the bottom of his name.
Oh, so beautiful.
Because the printer didn't print all the way to the edge of the page. So that's now my most treasured possession.
Do they just sell the Christmas ornament? Did you have to supply your own Squatch?
Yeah, no, the stuffed Sasquatch I got from Target, I think. But no, they have a lot of items, and it's got Trapper and just says the word Trapper in quotes. And you can get T-shirts, mugs, anything. I got the Christmas ornament. Not as good as the thing that the Jeff Piss mug that, what's it say? Jeffro Juice?
Jeffro Juice, but backwards because it wasn't wide enough.
Well, see, but it's right in your camera because your camera's reversed. That's amazing. Your camera makes it correct. See, he predicted that this is how people would see it.
I'm not trying to one up. Yours is better. I just wanted to point out that, like, it follows in the proud tradition of just having a little bit of jank in the Mountain Monster merchandise. Like this, I think, AI-generated Mountain Monsters T-shirt.
Yeah, we've pumped more money into the Mountain Monsters economy than Warner Brothers at this point, I'm guessing.
Certainly.
I think their last one that I saw, the last video that I saw of them, was just, are Pakistani snacks not bad?
And with Buck doing that YouTube face of like the food channels.
Yeah.
Oh, are Pakistani snacks not completely disgusting? That's what they've been reduced to. Like, I'm not surprised. So we've got the jank merchandise. I'm excited to watch them go and like build a more robust merchandising AI shit pile that we could pull from. Because I don't feel like it's gotten there yet. I don't feel like it's gotten to like hilarious jank that they can truly get to. Like things are still kind of spelled correctly. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not in on that.
The trailer for the show way back when they first debuted it, that AI trailer, pretty good.
Yeah, pretty good.
That was pretty good.
Pretty. I'm waiting for him to sell like Tapper merchandise.
Yeah, I'd buy a Tapper shirt.
You know we're gonna get.
He's just got big old titties.
Because you have to be a Bigfoot teacher, you have to open up your mouth. You have to be a Bigfoot teacher. All your friends were so knocked out. You had to have the last word last night. You know what everything's about. You had to have the white hot spotlight. You had to be a Bigfoot last night. Whoa, whoa.